The Boston Bruins have one more opportunity to send this series to a Game 7. A big win expected here tonight in Game 6 in Boston for this Bruins team. And I'm going to be touching on exactly what we have here regarding this game. Some things such as Brad Marchand. Is he in the lineup? Is he out? Some things that Jim Montgomery has recently said that is bringing this team to life, as well as some interesting things regarding the Florida Panthers. Some things that have happened today, as well as a big lineup change that really makes Bruins fans question why they're doing this. So I'll be touching, like I said, on all of this here in this video. Before we do, though, we notice that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Make sure to hit the sub button. Join me here as we hopefully see a massive win here tonight in Game 6, and then hopefully a very, very big and much needed win in Game 7. But like I said, let's get straight into the video here with our first topic here on Brad Marchand. We get a little update regarding some stuff that he had to say, first of all, about Sam Bennett, as well as what his status is for tonight's game. So I'm all up right now, the more important thing, his status for tonight's game in Game 6. This is what Coach Montgomery had to say about this in a media availability for him going tonight in TD Garden. Said that he's going through his final steps. He'll be a game time decision. Now, I know many people are thinking that a game time decision is not exactly what you wanted to hear for Brad Marchand. You'd likely rather hear that he is in the lineup or he is out for more of a, making sure you feel right about this game. However, I think that this is part of the plan that Jim Montgomery is using, and actually a much better idea than saying whether he is or is not out of the lineup. If he does this, it makes us seem, the same situation we've seen with the Maple Leafs, where we didn't say who our starter was for the first few games. After a while, they expected it was Sweeney. However, they couldn't really plan for who it was going to be. And I think that's what they're doing tonight against the Florida Panthers, not letting them know if he is or is not in the lineup ahead of the game, not letting them plan for what they're going to do, how they're going to stop him, and stuff like that. I really think it's a great idea. So maybe this could be a sign that Brad Marchand is actually in, or he could simply just be a game time decision. We'll never know until tonight's game. Some big stuff is going to happen here in this game, and let's hope he is in. But let's also touch on the quote he had to say about Sam Bennett and the sucker punch situation. Brad Marchand had to say this. He says, he plays hard, he's an extremely physical player and great player for the group. I think he got away with a shot, but I'm not even going to complain. Stuff happens. That's part of, especially playoff hockey. I've been on the other side of a lot of those plays. I think he got away with one, but that's part of the game and definitely part of the playoffs. And this is such a professional response by Brad Marchand, acknowledging that he used to be that style player, used to be a guy that's always going to look for the little cheap shot, or as many say, that trying to injure people, which he also did say is part of playoff hockey. However, very professional to acknowledge it, not say, yes, it was, fully intentional, it was a stupid play, he's a horrible hockey player and whatnot. He acknowledged it. That's his role. That's what the plan was for the Panthers, to go out and try and stop him. And they did. And he gave them, his commends and regards and whatnot, and moved on. And that's a very professional response from Brad Marchand, a very captain response. And I'm very excited to see if he will make his way into the lineup here tonight. But let's move on to our second topic of this video, which is Big Montgomery's expectations for this game, is what he had to say as well in this media availability, the same one that he mentioned Brad Marchand's update. He had this to say from, this comes from Connor Ryan: I do expect us to play our best game tonight. And now, I know a lot of people are going to say, yes, that should come out of your coach's mouth every time before a game. However, from what I'm seeing from the interviews, from the media availabilities, from the players as well today, this team looks ready, and they're not just ready, they're excited to go out and play this game. I think after last game, they felt real good. They felt really, really good, felt on a high, and just seemed to work very well together, knowing that this Florida Panthers team is not all that it seems to be. It's not exactly a bad team, by no means. It's a great team. They're put together very, very well, and good goaltending. However, the win last game really showed that this team is not unstoppable, and the Bruins can certainly shut them down if they want to, as they did last game. They limited the Florida Panthers' chances and excelled in their own. A lot of shots early, and I think they realized that they just need to get shots to keep the pressure on, and they have a very good chance to win. So, from hopefully what Jim Montgomery said here, hopefully he has a little hunch on this from what his players have been feeling like in practice, in the pregame skates and whatnot, and hopefully that's what we're going to see tonight. It's just the confidence really shine from all of these guys here. But let's move on to our final topic of the day. I guess a point five final. The mind games have started from the Boston Bruins, or from the Boston Bruins fans and the city of Boston towards the Florida Panthers, as the flyer alarm is currently going off. This was an hour ago, out inside the Florida Panthers team hotel in Boston, which was peak pregame nap time. So maybe we've seen some hotel staff or some pranksters go in, pull the fire alarm, knowing that the Panthers are staying here, seen them walk in and whatnot, and trying to just do whatever they can to help their team win, which I love. I love stuff like this. Although if we were on the receiving end of it, I would hate it, but it's one of those things that you love to see, and one of those things that is just part of the good old game of hockey, and I'm very excited to just see this go onto the ice and see what happens here in this whole game regarding this type of nonsense off the ice as well. And these two teams have hated each other. They've stated it. They know that these are bitter rivals, especially after what happened last year. I think this was a really, really big part of what we were going to see here translate onto the ice tonight. But as I said, this was kind of a point five bit of a topic here regarding a whole situation with the Florida Panthers. But the Panthers have also made a very interesting roster move or line change ahead of tonight's game, which it seems like is going to proceed into the game tonight. And this comes from Scott McLaughlin. Paul Maurice confirms that Nick Cousins and Ryan Lomberg are going in on the Panthers' fourth line tonight. Steven Lorentz and Kyle Okposo expected to draw out. And now I've also seen a lot of replies to this tweet saying this seems good for the Boston Bruins. Like, why are the Panthers doing this and whatnot? And to me, the only part when I see about Nick Cousins and Ryan Lomberg is that these guys know how to throw the body. These guys know how to get under your skin. Like, the exact same way as Brad Marchand, Jacob Lauko have. So I expect the Panthers to try and compete at their own game in that, try and get some more power plays, as this Bruins team has really not been as disciplined as we'd like to see them. And I think that's going to be a whole part of the plan to try and combat this, expecting Brad Marchand to be in as well. I really don't see a role for these guys if Marchand wasn't in, and Nick Cousins, we know he's the type of guy to just go after anybody, not really have a specific offensive role or really even a defensive role at that. It's really just to kind of find whoever has the puck, chase him down, in that sense of the imagination. But I'll pull this up once again. You can see Lorentz and Okposo, not bad hockey players. Kyle Okposo, a very, very well-respected veteran around the NHL. Steven Lorentz has been there. He's been with this team for a while. He's a solid NHL player, but really questionable decision to make Lomberg and Cousins in while this team is looking for a win and one win away from heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think that we're going to see a bit of a different game tonight from the Florida Panthers, expecting that Brad Marchand might be back, expecting a little bit more frustration from both of these sides, and they kind of want a bit of physicality to throw in this lineup, as the Panthers don't have that, exactly, apart from Matthew Tkachuk on this team. However, these two guys definitely add to that. So let me know what you think about tonight's game. I will not have a video after the game or tomorrow. I will be out of town. However, I will be keeping you updated in the community post. So you're going to have to make sure to hit the sub button so you find out what we have to say, when the next video will be, and everything along these lines. So let's hope we see a big Boston Bruins win tonight. I don't want this to be the last video of the season here before we head to the off season. I want to come back, get into a Game 7, and do a fantastic live stream with all you guys. Get hyped, get ready for that game. So let's hope we see a big Bruins win tonight, but it's only a matter of time until we can see it on our TVs. So, or in the stadium if you're lucky. If you're lucky, let me know. Let me know if you're going to be at the game tonight. It's going to be a very, very good atmosphere, I expect. So, like I said, let me know what you think about all this stuff here in this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give the video a like. Hit the sub button as well if you do want to stay updated, like I said, with all of the Boston Bruins news. I'll be keeping you guys updated with everything that we have to offer. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and go Bruins.